Good morning, children. Let's start the difference between goods and services. Now, on the basis of nature, the services are all those activities or the process. It means services are basically activity. It's basically the process. Activity like watching movie in cinema hall. This is an activity, right? This you can just feel, but you cannot able to touch it. So services are activities and a process. Activity can be understood in a manner of task also, in a manner of small functions also. Goods are physical object. Physical object, why? Because they are able to be touched. Like we can able to differentiate here by watching movie into cinema. We have a feeling that is called services, right? Because it's a process, it's an activity. But when we talk about watching movie in cinema hall and using a cassette for that video cassette will be called as a goods because it can be touched by a user. Now next is type. Now services are heterogeneous in nature. Heterogeneous in nature means a same person can have to provide different customer different type of services, right? But the goods are homogeneous. A good have a same standard which is provided to all the people. Now intangibility. Services has a nature of intangibility like doctor treatment. You are able to touch the medicine which is provided by the doctor, but the treatment which a doctor give to you, you cannot able to touch it. That's why we said that services are intangible. The same manner goods are tangible, like the doctor can prescribe you medicine. These medicines are goods. Why? Because they have a physical form, you can able to touch them. Next is consistency. Now on the basis of services, different customer having different demand. It means if you talk about services has a nature of inconsistency. Inconsistency nature basically say that there is not a particular standard of services which will be provided to all the customer. The different customer can have a different type of demand, and according to their demand only the service provider has to provide them services. Like for example, we all have mobile, right? That mobile can be known as goods. We can able to touch it, right? But inside the mobile we all have different type of services. That is according to our demand, we upload or we install the app, right? So these all are services, so which are inconsistent in nature. According to the demand of a user, they are different. Same thing in goods, different customer getting a standard goods. Now when we talk about mobile or a particular variety of mobile, the product has a similar standard which is given to all the customer who demand for that. That is the reason it has a standard, we call it consistency. Now next is inseparability. Now when we talk about services has a nature of inseparability. Inseparability basically say that you are not able to separate the service provider from the services. Both should be present in the time of providing the services. But in case of goods, the goods provider, it means who produce the good, producer of the goods, can be separate from the consumer of the goods. Means it's not necessary the person who has produced the goods will be handing over the goods to the consumer. Next will be inventory. Inventory is related with storage, right? Now in case of services we are not able to store it, but in case of goods it has a feature of inventory. It can be kept as a stock. Kept as a stock means it can be able to store for a future purpose. Like they have given example also here for a train journey. Train journey basically that when we want to go for a journey, we purchase the ticket. That ticket we are purchasing for the purpose of future purpose, right? So that we can store for future. So that ticket will be called as a product, right? Or a good. But after doing the journey, the feeling which you have, your experience, you are not able to store that, right? That's why it will be called as not having the feature of inventory in case of services. Now involvement. Now when we talk about the services, the participant of customer At the time of service delivery, self-service is in fast food joint. It means at the time of involvement, the service provider and service taker, it means the consumer, both direct involvement is required. But in case of goods, the involvement at the time of delivery not possible. It means it's not possible that in case of goods, the person who has produced the goods will be directly involved with the consumer. So these are the different points by which we will be differentiating between goods and services. Now yesterday we have discussed about the types of services, right? In the types of services, I have explained you that there are basically three type of services. First was business services. Business services are all those services which are used by a business enterprises for conducting a business activity. Now children, we all know that a business requires lots of different type of activities. These all activities are called business services, and without doing these activity, it's not possible for an enterprise to conduct its business, to start its business, and to continue its business. Now what are these activities? Now banking, insurance, transportation, warehousing, communication services, these all are called business services, because a business enterprise has to use all these type of activities and services inside its business to conduct its business. That is the reason we call all of them as a business services. Now banking, why banking is called a business services? Reason behind that is that how an enterprise started business by funding it, and from where they will get the fund, they will get some fund from their own, and they will be taking certain funds from the bank as a form of loan. That is the reason banking is helping for business enterprise to start its business. That is the reason we call it as a business services. Same insurance. Insurance provides safety to the business enterprises. Business owner get insurance of its lots of assets, its furnitures, its machinery, its building. So this is again using for the purpose of business. That's why called as business services. Now transportation. The product is produced in one particular place, right? And we have to send that product into that place where we have demand for that product, right? So how we will be able to send it? This is possible only with the help of transportation process. It means when goods will be sent from one place to another place, we will require transport for that. That is the reason transportation is also called business services. Now next is warehousing. Now when any enterprise produce the product, they did not produce the product into a small manner. We have a productions into a larger manner, right? Now the product which is sold, that is okay, but the remaining product required a place to store it. For that we required warehousing services, means a place where we can store it. So this is also your business services. And communication services, to communicate properly with the consumer, with the supplier, with the advertiser, and lots of other people, those who are involved in doing the business. So these all are the business services which we are going to read deeply into this chapter. Now next services for social services. As I have explained you, social services are all those services which we provide, we means enterprise, right? Which a business enterprise provide voluntarily, willingly, nobody force him. He provide these services to achieve the social goal. And what can be the social goal? The social goal can be to improve the standard of weaker section of the society, to improve the income of the society, to provide good education to the society, to provide good health care to the society. And why they are doing all those things? Because even a business enterprise know that they are using the business resources, so they have certain responsibility towards the society also, so they fulfill the social goal. Next is personal services. Now personal services basically means that the services of an individual. Now this basically say that when we talk about personal services, it includes all those type of services which are experienced differently by different customer. It means a same person can have different services, but it's possible that a same services from a different customer can be taken according to their own preference. It means the service provider has to give services according to the demand of a particular individual customer. So that all we read into personal services. Now this is all about the services, children. Now we will be discussing about the business services. Now, as I have already told you, business services are all those services which help business activities to go or to run out smoothly. Now, these are like banking, like we have already talked about this, like insurance, like warehousing, transportation, and communication. These are basically all those services without which to conduct a business is not possible. So let's discuss the first business services, and that is banking. Now when we talk about banking, the main point we have to remember here, that is commercial bank. It means we are talking about commercial bank. Now what are the commercial bank? So as you can see, commercial bank are an important institutions of the economy for providing institutional credit to its customer. It means commercial bank क्या है? Commercial banks are all those institutions in our economy, in our country, which provide institutional credit to the customer. It means the work of commercial bank is to provide credit to the customer. Credit to which customer? Who required fund, and they provide this fund as a form of loan. And after providing the funds as a form of loan, what bank get back? The bank get back the principal amount and plus the interest amount. Let's see how it works. Now, a banking company in India is the one which transacts the business of banking, which means accepting for the purpose of lending and investment of deposit of money from the public, repayable on demand or otherwise, and withdrawal by check, draft, order or otherwise. Now in simple way also it's written here, a bank accept money on deposit. It means बैंक क्या है? बैंक एक ऐसा इंस्टीट्यूशन है जो एक्सेप्ट करता है मनी को, किस पे? डिपॉजिट के थ्रू, right? Repayable on demand and also earn a margin of profit by lending money. It means bank is an institutions which accept money as a form of deposit, repay it. It means give it back to the customer again whenever they demand. And profit of the bank is what in this activity? They have a profit of getting margin of interest amount which they put on the lending money, right? It means बैंक एक institutions है जो कि डिपॉजिट करता है मनी को कस्टमर के थ्रू, राइट? उनको रीपे करता है उस मनी को बैक whenever they have a demand. और इस प्रोसेस में डिपॉजिटिंग मनी और लेंडिंग मनी टू द कस्टमर एक पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट इंटरेस्ट चार्ज करता है जो कि बैंक की क्या होती? अर्निंग होती है. Now this is all about banking, right? Now when we talk about banking, it can be as a form of private sector bank also, or it can be as a form of government sector bank also. Now here you can see private sector banks are owned, managed and controlled by private promoters, and they are free to operate as per market forces. It means all those banks which we call as a private sector bank, these banks are owned, managed and controlled by a private owner or a private promoter, right? And they are free to operate as market forces. It means they don't have to follow any rules, regulations. They are free to operate according to the forces of market. यानी उनको कितना मार्जिन इंटरेस्ट का लगाना है लेंडिंग अमाउंट पे, वो मार्केट के फोर्सेस से डिसाइड कर सकते हैं. सो दीज बैंक्स आर प्राइवेट बैंक. These banks are owned, managed and controlled by a private promoters. Just different to this, all those banks which are owned, managed and controlled by the government peoples, they are called as a public banks, right? Now this is all about the banks. Now when we talk about the banks, we basically divide banks into four parts: commercial bank, cooperative bank, specialized bank and central bank. Now see what is commercial bank. Now Commercial bank are institutions dealing in money. These are governed by Indian Banking Regulation Act 1949, and according to it, banking means accepting deposit of money from the public for the purpose of lending or investment. There are two types of commercial bank, public sector and private sector. Now commercial bank, children, here you have to remember one thing, that whenever commercial bank came, commercial bank are governed by Indian Banking Regulation Act 1949. So you have to remember this act, that commercial bank are all those bank which are governed by Indian Banking Regulation Act 1949, right? नाउ कमर्शियल बैंक आर ऑल दोज इंस्टीट्यूशंस, कमर्शियल बैंक वो सारी इंस्टीट्यूशंस है विच आर डेल्ट इन मनी, जो कि मनी में डीलिंग करती है. नाउ हाउ दे डील इन टू मनी, these banks what they did, they accept deposit of money from the public. It means वो public से money deposit accept करती है, right, for the purpose of lending or investment. It means the people, those who have surplus money, this we have read in class 10th also, right, that the people in the society who have surplus money, they deposit that money into the form of saving in bank, right. Bank accept that deposit from the public, and whenever they require that money, bank repay that money back to the customer with the amount of interest on the lending, right. Now when the people submit or deposit their money into the bank, bank provide them a interest amount which they have to give it to, or bank charge a interest amount. Two things are there. One thing is bank is charging a interest amount on public for depositing the money. That margin or that interest amount is the profit of the bank, right, and the interest which bank has to repay to the customer, that is the interest amount or the profit amount for the customer for depositing money into the bank. Now when we talk about commercial bank, there are two type of commercial bank, public sector bank and private sector bank. This we have already read also. Public sector bank are all those in which the government has a major stake, and they usually need to emphasize on social objective than on प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी. इट मीन्स कमर्शियल बैंक वो इंस्टीट्यूशंस है जो डील करता है मनी में, और इंडियन बैंकिंग रेगुलेशन 1949 गवर्न करता है इसे. नाउ दीज बैंक्स बेसिकली एक्सेप्ट डिपॉजिट फ्रॉम द पब्लिक एंड रिपे दिस डिपॉजिट वेन एवर द पब्लिक रिक्वायर्ड इट, राइट. Commercial bank are two types. First was your public sector bank and private sector bank. Now private sector bank of commercial are all those in which the government has major stake. It means most of the shares are belonging to the government. That type of bank are known as public sector bank, right. And the main objective for set up these public sector commercial bank is for the social objective. They don't have the main objective as a form of profitability. Now just opposite of this private sector bank, these are all those banks which are owned, governed, managed and controlled by the private promoters or private owners. They are free to operate their way according to the market forces. Now there are a number of public sector bank like SBI, PNB, IOB. ये सब हमारे क्या है? These all are your public sector bank where most of the stakes are or most of the shares are belonging to government, and they have a objective of getting social welfare. Now the other private sector banks are like HDFC, ICICI, Kotak Mahindra, Jammu and lots of others you have listened. These all are what? These all are private sector bank which are managed, controlled and owned by private promoters, and their main objective is to earn profit. Now the second bank is cooperative bank. Cooperative bank are governed by the provision of State Cooperative Society Act and meant essentially for providing cheap credit to their member. It is an important source of rural credit, agriculture financing in India. Now cooperative bank means all those banks which are governed by the provision of State Cooperative Society, like we have read in chapter number 2, Cooperative Society. This type of banks are governing under State Cooperative Society Act only, but their main reason for setup is to provide cheaper loan or cheaper credit excuse me, to the member means those who are registered inside cooperative सोसाइटी एक्ट, राइट। उन मेंबर्स को चीपर अमाउंट में यानी लेस अमाउंट में लोन प्रोवाइड करना, क्रेडिट प्रोवाइड करना, दैट इज़ द मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ कोऑपरेटिव बैंक। नाउ व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट कोऑपरेटिव बैंक चिल्ड्रन, these type of bank are mostly set up into a rural areas and they are basically providing credit to the rural area of people, especially for the purpose of agriculture in our country. Now next bank is specialized bank. Now as the name is saying, specialized bank are foreign exchange bank, industrial bank, development banks, export import banks catering to specific need of these unique activities. These banks provide financial aid to industry, have a turnkey project and foreign trade. Now specialized bank are basically all those banks which are related somewhere with the foreign exchange development or foreign exchange bank. Like industrial bank, these banks provide loan to the industry, and these industry, the people those who ask for the loan basically belong to our country also and outside foreign people also, though those who came and invest in our country. Development bank also, export import bank also, who help in the process of exporting and importing the product, right? So these all type of banks, specialized bank, basically do the specific need of certain unique activity which is mostly related with the foreign exchanging of banks. Now next is central bank. Now the central bank of any country supervise, control and regulate the activity of all the commercial bank of the country. It provide loan and advance out of money received through deposit. Now children, this is basically a central bank. Central bank, when we talk about central bank, everybody know RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India. Reserve Bank of India is the central bank of our country. Central bank is the main bank, or you can say the head of all the bank of one particular country. This central bank is the one who supervise, control and regulate the activity of all the commercial bank of our country. Now in our country, RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India, worked as a central bank. It control and coordinate currency and credit policy of whole country, right? Our country. The Reserve Bank of India is the central bank for our country. You can say that all the functioning of the bank is supervised, controlled and seen by central bank of, and Reserve Bank of India is the central bank which control the credit policy of the countries also. Now children, this is all about the banking. The next day we will learn about the function of commercial banking.